get things warmed up. It's always good fun. So yes. So like I said, no punching, no gouging, no kicking below the belt or anything like that. It's okay if things kick off this morning. Sorry, my eye's getting slightly better as well. For those of you who didn't know that, I've had a bit of an eye infection today. I look like I've been punched in the face about 14 times. It's okay, I haven't. Well, not that I know of anyway. So I'm just waiting for the word go. 30 seconds. 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. What can you do in 30 seconds? Oh, behave yourself. There are kids in the room, for God's sake. I'm terribly sorry, ladies and gentlemen, watching all the way around the world. We've got a disgustingly smutty audience in this morning. People's imaginations are working overtime, so there we go. So, yes, well, good morning. Good morning on this Saturday morning, depending on where you are in the world. It could be any time of the day, but in Hopton, it is Saturday morning, and it's time for the World Bowls Tour Under-25s World Championships semi-final. So, without further ado, should we get the players out? Please welcome out first, qualified from Falkirk, Welsh National Triples Champion 2015, Welsh International, Joseph Mower. And facing Joseph this morning, it is the England Junior International Under-25 Double Ring Champion, Jake Wilgress. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and enjoy the game.
Well, thanks very much, Sean, for that introduction, and welcome to this first ever World Indoor Bowls Championships WBT Under-25s Championship semi-final here this morning, and I'm delighted to be joined in the commentary box by one of our senior match officials, Alan Thornhill. Welcome to comms, Alan.
Good morning, Janice. Good to be here this morning.
It's been an interesting game out there. Like I say, it's the first time we've ever run an under-25s. We've got Joseph Mower playing against Jake Wilgress. And as you can probably gather, folks, we're back into the YouTube commentary box, and as I have Alan with me, if you've got any questions, I know we asked you yesterday if you wanted anything answered. I've got Alan with me. Anything about the rules, just bob it on the chat. We're on Twitter at World Bowls Tour 1. We're also on Facebook, and if you want us to put a question to Alan Thornhill, we'll do that for you.
Just don't make them too difficult. It's a bit early in the morning for that.
Yeah, it is a bit early. I'm sure it's early for these lads out there as well. Always a bit nervy openings, whichever level of player on the portable rink, Alan. But certainly for these young lads, it'll be a few nervous ends, I would think.
Yeah, I think so. The portable rink's quite difficult to play on. And for them to step out for the first time is going to be a bit nerve-wracking.
Young Jake there that's on the mat now, he actually got the Potter's wild card into the main championships 2 years ago, I think it was, Alan, in 2014. So he has been out there in the stadium. Now whether that'll show in the experience, he's also a England under-25 international.
Yeah, and also back in 2012 he played up in Scotland. Co-op Funeral Care Scottish Open, so he's used to this rink in some ways, but he's had a couple of games on it.
Looks like a good ball from Joseph here. Well, Joseph is actually from Haddington in East Lothian. Hence why it's showing Scotland on your screen. However, one of his major national achievements is listed as the Welsh National Triples winner 2015. So he's obviously moved up there, Alan, in recent months.
Yeah, I think so, and it's not unusual for people to move to different countries, play for different countries. Obviously, we've got the famous Andy Thompson, the well-known Scot. He's been in England for many years now. And just recently, Jonathan Ross has moved into Scotland from Ireland. And Joseph also got a under-25 cap in Wales. A good experience.
Close again here, Alan.
Yeah, that's a confident draw there. 2 shots for Joseph, we think.
2 shots, Jonah.
Yes, good opener there. Oh dear. Bit of a smile there. Joseph was about to send his bowl before sending the jack. That just shows that there's a few nerves out there at the moment, Alan. Has that ever happened in competition?
Not that I'm aware of.
It would have been a
fundamental
first.
to aim for the yellow thing.
I think that could be because most of the practice sessions we have here on the blue portable rink, the jack's actually set for you and then you just bowl your bowls to it. You don't get much jack practice out there. So Joseph's putting a few hours out there in practice, so that was perhaps what threw him.
Yeah, and I've often found that quite unusual that players don't deliver the jack. It's one of the important parts of the game to get the right jack length. You can dominate games. But they seem to keep it on the rink most of the time.
Yeah, we had a few in the first week that were sent off. But most of the top players now have got the pace of the green. The jack seems to skim across the top. A bit of a disturbance there. This under 25s is played under the same rules as the Open. So they play under the shot clock. Anybody watching out there that wants the shot clock explaining, Alan? They get 30 seconds to send their bowl between bowls, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct. The clock won't start until the bowlers come to rest. And then we stop the clock when the next player's delivered their bowl. So they get 30 seconds to deliver.
Just overplayed here by Jake. And they get 5 timeouts, which are 60 seconds.
That's right, yeah. They can call for a timeout any time in the game. 60 seconds. They can use more than one in a go, which Greg did last night. And they get an extra timeout in the tie breaks, because we're very generous.
Yes, because we play 2 sets of 9 ends, and if necessary, a 3-end tie break. Jake's gone for that trail shot again, Alan, and it's not easy to play on the portable rink.
No, that's a very difficult shot to play. He didn't quite have the weight on there. I think if he'd have a couple of yards on that, he might have been better.
Joseph's following this one up. Just overplayed, I think. A few coming into the crowd now, having finished their breakfast here at Potter's. Of course, we follow this game with the first of the Open semi-finals, and that's David Gourlay versus Nick Brett, and that will be going out on the BBC Red button at 10:45, as well as, of course, you'll still get it on the streaming here. You just won't have the company of Alan and I for that one.
Now you've got the voice of bowls, David Corkill.
Well, Jake, have you got the weight for it this time? Very close, just under. That was a good effort. And Joseph Mower takes a 3-0 lead there after 2 ends. Great to be here at Potter's Resort. And the event's kindly sponsored by Just Retirement. One of the questions we did get in yesterday, Alan, unbeknown to you, while you were out there on the rink, we actually mentioned to the viewers you were joining us this morning. And strangely enough, within an end of putting out for questions, a bowl went to the side of the rink, and we weren't sure whether it was in or out, and there was a contraption brought on to... do you want to tell us a bit about that contraption and what it does for us?
It's nothing too technical, Janice. If you can notice the 2 yellow lines down the side of the rink, there's a good shot of one there. That's the boundary of the rink, so if a bowl lands on that boundary or just beyond it, then it's very difficult to see from the other end whether the bowl is live. So we would use a telescope, and it's got a crosshair in it. It's actually a gun sight. It's got a crosshair in it, and we can quite easily see whether that bowl is live or dead. So any part of that bowl that cuts that line, it will remain in play, which I believe it did yesterday. Now, of course, if it's clear of that line, then it plays no further part in the game.
2.5 feet.
Yeah, one of our viewers has just pointed out that Joseph Mower is also a senior international for Wales, as well as a junior. Interesting point that he's got to that level in Wales, though, Alan, and moved to Scotland. I know he was having a chat last night to one Alex Marshall MBE, so Scottish players have certainly taken him under their wing. But it's a bit unusual, having just got into the senior side, to make that move. We'll have to find out why that was.
Yeah, we don't know his full circumstances, obviously. That's his private business. He's a young lad, 18 years of age. His family could have moved to Scotland. We don't know. But as I say, it's not unusual. It's good that he's talking to the right people. Alex Marshall MBE is obviously a good place to start.
Yeah, if you're going to talk to anybody when you come here, you might as well talk to the 6 times world champion. And he's already in the semi-finals to give himself a chance of 7. He's the 2nd semi-final on today. I believe that's live on BBC at 2 o'clock. And that's Alex Marshall MBE versus Robert Paxton. And that was an unusual thing I thought about last night. I come up with these weird and wonderful things in the middle of nowhere. But I don't think you often find the 4 main semi-finalists are all playing with a different manufacturer's set of bowls.
Yeah, we mentioned that at breakfast as well, Janice, so we're all thinking the same thing. It is unusual.
You sometimes find with the surface out there, viewers, that a certain bowl dominates. Now, both these young lads out there are playing with Henselite Tigers.
Yeah, good bias, decent bias on these bowls. I was talking to Rob Paxton a few days ago in a Q&A, and he was liking the portable rink to 2 end rinks of a club. So if you imagine you play at your local club on an end rink, both hands on this portable rink are very similar to that. Very difficult to play a running bowl.
I've seen Jake trying a running ball. This will go under, Alan.
Yeah, looks under. Yeah.
Could be 2, could be 3. Got to be 2.
2 shots, Joe Miller.
So Joseph off to a confident start.
Yeah, the other 3 officials out there today. You've got Dan Blewett marking the game. Sandra McLeish in her final year for us. She's retiring this year, is our match umpire. And Mike Davis is up there on the shot clock. There, we were talking about that jack delivery. He's lost his jack, which might mean that Jake will change the length here. He's 5-0 down, he needs to change something.
Yeah, man up slightly, but Jack travels very differently over the rink. Sort of scoots along the surface. Half the size of the bowl. Obviously no bias on it either, so it runs in a straight line.
This is going quick as well. It just stayed on.
You've got 3 metres to play with at the other end, so...
Joseph looks down a good line again here. Just all on his pace, I think. Yeah, that's a good opener. Yeah, 2 good opening bowls there from the 2 players. Joseph's certainly got himself into a good club up in Scotland. Alan, I've just noticed he's playing for East Lothian, which is probably where the Alex Marshall connection comes in. He'll also have the likes of Willie Wood to chat to there.
Yeah, yeah. Some legends in that club. So he's in good hands. And I think we can tell already in this game that he's certainly dominating at the moment. It's early stages though.
Yes, he was the first one of the under-25s to arrive and given himself plenty of preparation time. Of course, the under-25s, the PBA is an open event, any age, either sex, any ability. So we did have an under-25 qualify for the World Indoor Championships here, Conor Sinato. But they also now have their own event.
So Jake just struggling with that running bowl there. We were saying earlier it's very difficult to play that in-between shot.
Yeah, Joseph's forcing him into it a little bit as well because he's getting his first 3 bowls in there.
Another good bowl
here
here.
Again, yeah. Really good bowls now from Joseph Mowat. Of course, Jake's brother also plays bowls, Wayne Wilgress. I'm sure he'll be out there supporting his brother.
As he has been most of the week supporting Rebecca Field.
Yep, his better half, Rebecca Field.
Yes.
He'll pick on me for that later.
Three shots, Joe Miller.
Joseph establishing a lead here. Almost halfway through the set.
Yes, he's certainly dominated so far out there, Alan. I mean, that is the joy of the World Bowls Tour events, playing 2 sets of 9 ends. If you do lose the first set, you've got a chance to win the second set and take us into a tie-break. But Joseph certainly got out of the stables very quickly here today.
Yeah, the sets play format's an interesting one. It's like Marmite. You either love it or hate it. Purists in the bowls world will prefer the traditional 21 shot, first to 21. Straight race. This one, you can dominate one set, lose the other set, and then lose the game on a tie-break.
Great opening bowl again by Joseph there. Yes, I think it was really brought in at this level, Alan, to help with getting TV coverage. It meant that games could actually be better timed, whereas 21 up games can go on for several hours.
Yeah, it's a much more controlled format. I remember the good old days of the World Championships when I first started. 5 sets of, I think it was 7 shots we had to get to.
I believe there was games went on for 3-4 hours in those days.
Yeah, long days.
I remember working at an event in, I think it was Kelvin Hall, one of the World Bowls Tour events, and I think the spectators were coming out about 1 o'clock, and that's in the morning, folks. But at least these 9-end sets can be better timed, which is suitable to TV. They can schedule games to fit in their schedule far easier. It's just like the tie breaks, Alan. The spectators love them, the players hate them.
Yeah, that's right. Very tense.
Joseph's certainly showing good form here. Jake's looking to play a runner again. A bit quicker, I think. One away. Notice there, folks, that the shot clock hasn't restarted because the person on shot clock waits until the bowls have actually come to rest and been sorted by the marker on the rink, Alan.
Yeah, that's right. We've got a few things to do, especially with a drive shot and there's bowls scattered around. So the shot clock doesn't start until the rink is ready for play. So once the marker's completed all their duties, marking touches, collecting dead bowls, then the shot clock can start. It's not fair on the player to have us wandering around using their time.
One red.
The spectators here at Potters certainly love their bowls. We have bowls breaks on during the winter. You can come and play bowls here at Potters. And of course the World Championships has been here now for 18 years.
Yeah, it's an impressive complex. It's become more popular every year. This year I believe they sold out of accommodation.
Now, Jake just unfortunate there. He's not having any luck either. Yes, I believe the last final 4 or 5 days, Alan, were totally sold out before we even arrived. And people go and book again while they're here this year for next year.
It's been interesting talking to some of the spectators and guests and receptions, and they come for the first time, get hooked, always want to come back, and there's people here that we've got to know over the years. I've been doing this now for 16 years and there's still people here that we recognise from every single year. They love it.
Oh, they look after us very well with food, there's several bars, there's live entertainment every night that goes on into the wee small hours. And of course, topping all that, you've got the world's best players here.
I would stress that the officials don't know anything about these bars and late nights. I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Of course not. It's straight after the game, straight to bed, early night.
Honed athletes, ready for the morning.
Jog in the morning along the seafront, Alan. Unfortunately, I think a few viewers might have seen the fact that you guys went 10-pin bowling last night, so... But that's the other thing, there's plenty of other activities here on site. I've had a few people asking about qualifying for this event. There's a couple of ways to qualify at the moment, and I believe that's going to be the same if it's a success this year. The World Bowls Tour will move it again into next season. And Joseph Mower won the Falkirk qualifier. And Jake Wilgress there, great photograph of Jake there. He actually got in on the PBA rankings. Ross Owen was top of the rankings on the under-25s, but there was an opportunity for an overseas qualifier. Unfortunately, at the time it was being put together, the overseas couldn't quite manage that qualifier, so the place for them went to the next on the ranking, and that was Jake Wilgress. So moving forward, they're looking at an overseas qualifier. The player that's at the top of the PBA rankings that's under 25, and 2 open qualifiers. And this year those 2 qualifiers, one was at Falkirk, which was won by Joseph, and the other was at Poole, which was won by Tom Smith.
So plenty of opportunities to play at this amazing arena. If you're not a member of the PBA, get your membership form in, come up against these top boys and see if you can qualify.
Oh, great bowl by Joseph. He's certainly got himself into the groove out there, Alan.
Yeah, he sure has. He's playing all the shots at the moment. Nice draws. Little conversion shot there. Holding 2. Jake coming up for a look. He's going to use one of his timeouts for this.
Yeah, that showed a bit of experience from Jake. He waited till his time had got right down to 5 seconds. Calling his time out gives him an extra 60 seconds. He's played that under again.
Trying that in-between shot again. Got to get that line absolutely spot on.
Yeah, certainly qualifiers. You see time and time again struggle with that shot out there, Alan.
Yeah, I think he'd been better off going for a full drive there. He had the reed spot covered. Okay, he didn't have the best back bowl, but certainly got the reed spot covered. So 12-3, 6 hands.
I think that's the early morning, Alan. It's 12-0.
It is early.
Even got our graphics man panicking there a bit. No, this is a virtual set over now for Jake. He just needs to settle down now to consider his next set. He'd have to score 3-4s here now to actually tie with Joseph. This is quite an impressive performance by the 18-year-old from East Lothian.
See from his profile also that he obviously started very young. He won the British Isles under 18 pairs in 2011.
My maths is anything where like it, that's at 14 or 15 years old.
Yeah, it's an impressive achievement.
Very supportive family, they're all here watching him.
Now box short, Jack.
Don't forget, if you've got any questions to put to Alan Thornhill, now's your opportunity. Once this game's over, we pass back to BBC commentary. Perhaps a bit of an experience there, Alan. I think Jake should have perhaps just been trying to get his drawing game going. That's what he needs to start the second set off with.
Yeah, you can pretty much write this set off. He really needs to get back into a swing of getting those bowls drawing, not playing any running shots. The way things are at the moment, even with just 2 bowls delivered, it's very hard to see how he can get 4.
Missed again.
3 shots in the first set, Joe Mower.
Yes, well, Jake's clean slate now. That's the joy of the 9-end sets. Clean slate, needs to either have a word in the office, always say, or pull your socks up and just calm down a little bit, get that drawing game going, because Joseph Mower was fully in control of that first set and he won't be wanting to let that go. We've had a question from one of the viewers, Alan. Quite an interesting one, might be a tough one to answer for you, but what's the biggest difference between being a TV umpire and normal umpiring?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. It's one to get off asked often. Sorry. To be honest, normal grassroots umpiring is all about controlling larger games. So you're really sort of officiating probably 6 rinks, 4 rinks of players. Often very little to do. Out here, as well as the size of the arena and the spectators, you're really talking about presentation. You know, as a marker, marking is fairly straightforward, but out here on the rink, it's being sharp, it's being alert, and the presentation side of things often throws people. You know, you're talking to a big audience, people watching, YouTube, BBC. The cameras often phase people as well. And it's been interesting, we've had a couple of new officials working with us this week as a part of a trial. And to be honest, the first game, they were both like rabbits in headlights, very nervous. And I think, like players, you walk out on this portable rink and you are nervous, you've got that adrenaline going, certainly on a big game.
I think from a player's point of view as well, Alan, we rely on you with the shot clock being so quick with your responses to where the bowls are. In an ordinary game, you've got plenty of time to then step into the head if you're a marker and have a look what's what, whereas when you've only got 30 seconds as a player, we need you to be very quick to respond.
Yeah, that's right. The shot clock did throw a little spanner in the works as far as accuracy is concerned for us. I mean, we do like to be as accurate as possible. We do like to call the shots, even when they're very close. But it's very difficult now to have the time to stand and study and figure out who's holding. Of course, in grassroots marking, you have that luxury. And anybody wanting to take up marking or umpiring, get out to your club, look online, we do courses, and get out there practicing.
Yes, I certainly know in our area we've got some great grassroots level umpires and markers, and those ones that are keen to do better are always volunteering to mark your games for you at national level, and if you need a marker, I'm here, which is good to see because it gives them the experience of marking for the top players in their areas.
It's an enjoyable part of the game. You're involved all the time. Umpiring off the rink can often be a little bit boring. British summer when it's raining and freezing cold in the wind. Not much to do for 4 hours.
Whereas umpiring out here, Alan, you've to tell us the length of the jack, you've to tell us the score, you have to keep your eye on any running bowls. It's all go.
So much to do.
I know. That's why after the games at night you go straight to bed and don't worry about the bar.
Yeah. And of course, when the TV crews turn up, we have the added excitement of cameramen not understanding the game or not being aware of people moving around and keeping their cameras still when players are on the mat. And that's part of the umpire's role, is just making sure the arena's calm and players aren't disturbed.
Well, Joseph again set off very well in this set. Looks down a good line again.
One shot, Joe Mower.
I've got to kind of feel a little bit sorry for Jake out there at the moment. He's played 8 ends of bowls and not had shot at any of them. Good player though is Jake. He'll certainly be trying his hardest out there. Still chances. We're only into end 2 of the second set.
Yeah, quite often it's a lonely place out there in these situations. But you sometimes find that the crowd get behind the underdog, try and lift them.
Yeah, well, I think the crowds like to see tie breaks, don't they, Alan? So if you're struggling in the first set, they try and support you in the second to try and help you into a tie break. Joseph's playing very well out there.
He's on top of it.
Yeah, he played in the Open PBA qualifiers. He does try to qualify. Jake's not played the last few qualifiers. His work's overtaken that. He's a small holder from Norwich. Plays out of the Norfolk Bowling Club.
Yeah, I think looking at Joseph's performance here, it's not going to be too long before we see him back on this portable rink.
Wow.
If he keeps trying, he will qualify.
Yeah, they're very hard to qualify through to these events. Sometimes you've got 5 or 6 games to play in a day to qualify. And I know I was certainly talking to Connor Sinato about his qualifier to get here, and 3 out of the 4 players in the semi-finals at Poole were all under the age of 23. So it does show that there's a very, very strong contingency playing in the open events that are under 25. And this is an event just brought forward to showcase that.
Yeah, it's a sport for all. It's not just for retired people. A lot of youngsters playing the sport now at high level. My 11-year-old son has just gone up to our local club for his first time, so we'll see how he gets on today.
He's gone up today without Dad, has he?
Yeah, it's probably better off without him, to be honest.
Well, Jake, just under the line, perfect weight. Another question in from a viewer here, Alan. Why is the tee set at 3 metres rather than at 2 metres as it would be at club level?
Yeah, good question. This format on the Portable rink, we decided to go for 3, give the players a better chance with the respot. The respot position on this rink is around about 12 inches, 300 mil back from the tee, and if a jack goes off the side of the rink, it gets placed on that respot. And if the tee was at 2 metres, it wouldn't give you much leeway at the back of the rink to play shots.
We play the 3 metre tees in qualifiers as well, so all the qualifiers leading up to these events are played off 3 metre tees. Some clubs have actually adopted that in their club events, and some clubs have adopted the respot as well, Alan, to help keep games moving. I think that's the way that a lot of the games are going now.
Yeah, the sets format had a bit of a surge a few years back at national level, and then it petered out. It seems to be coming back again. The respot position gives you an opportunity to keep the game flowing. If you kill the end, then you have to replay it in normal games. But with respot, you can just continue. Keeps the time down.
Well, Joseph's taken a 3-0 lead now after 2 ends in this second set. Jake tried that timed runner again, Alan, and a little bit of lack of experience out there on the rink. Joseph's certainly putting him under all sorts of pressure. I think Jake will be feeling lonely out there.
Yeah, Joseph's just not allowing Jake to settle at all. He's forcing him into playing those timing shots.
Don't forget, if you're having your Sunday morning breakfast with us, if you've got any questions to put to Alan Thornhill, now's your opportunity. Straight after this game, we'll be streaming the first of the Open singles semi-finals, which will feature David Gourlay versus world number 1 Nick Brett. And Alan will be out there marking that semi-final, so we won't be able to put your questions to him at that point, so now's the time. I'll just stop the game and come out and say, Alan, can you just answer this question for one of the viewers?
Yeah, we have tried in the past having talk back on the rink. It doesn't work that well because, despite being fairly easy just standing there marking touches, it's actually quite a lot of concentration required. And with somebody talking in your ear asking you questions about the situations, it can get a bit confusing.
Well, Joseph's again thoroughly in control here. Total concentration from the young man from East Lothian. Do add to viewers, he's only 18 years old. This is the future of the game. He might just be unlucky there.
Just unlucky there.
And if this was Crown Green, Alan, we'd be saying he's letting him get on the scorecard.
You're a nice bunch.
That's only when we're 20-0 up, however. Another question in from a viewer here, Alan. How were the umpires selected?
Well, for these events, the World Bowls Tour have a panel of officials, 6 or 7 of us at the moment. It's an interesting one. We really are looking around the country all the time for people with the ability to get on the rink, aren't fazed by too much. They're often very experienced officials, and really it's a case of seeing these people at qualifying events or international events, inviting them down, get them on the rink, give them a trial, see how they cope and take it from there. Do get a lot of support. The two guys that were here this week, we were watching very carefully and helping them, making sure they were staying on the right track. But it is difficult. You know, this is, as I said earlier, very different to grassroots marking and umpiring. Much higher level of concentration needed. And it doesn't suit everybody.
Now, of course, we've got a good squad of umpires. We have 4 umpires at every event because we have 3 working, 1 marking, 1 umpiring, 1 on the shot clock and 1 resting, or in commentary with me as the case may be.
There's no rest.
And in the first week here we had our other 2 officials were with us, which is Francis Fletcher and Tom Weir. And we also took on another new umpire in Scotland, Dan McManus, who's normally always listening into our streaming, so no doubt I'll get a comment off him.
He is.
Alan?
We'll have a shout out to Dan if he's on. So Jake's on the scorecard.
Looking for
Get 'em.
2, I think.
Yep. Get the umpire out. Sandra McLeish. Very experienced official from Scotland. It's her last year at the World Championships and we're going to miss her.
Yes, it certainly won't be the same without Sandra about.
Looks like the red's just crept in now.
One shot, Jake Lewis.
At least it gets Jake on the scorecard, Alan. He's now having a think. I think he needs to change this length and drastically mat back and short or mat up and short.
Yeah, he needs to change something here. Try and shake Joseph off the jack a little bit. Yeah, mat up the rink. So you may just about see the spots on the centre line there where he's placed the mat. And he's got his foot on the last one there at the moment. That spot is 23 metres away from the tee that you can now see at the bottom of your picture. He's just just overthrown the jack there. Very difficult coming from full lengths and try and deliver a short one. But the minimum length jack that they can play to is 23 metres.
Thanks for all the messages that are coming back in, saying that the Please YouTube streaming's back on. Nice shout out, and the shout out to Dan McManus we've just had back, Alan. Yes, he is watching out there.
Good. He's up and having his breakfast on a Saturday morning. That's good.
Saturday morning toast. He plays a bit of football on a Saturday, so he might be off to play football somewhere. Well, Jake just wants a good lead bowl in here now, having lost his jack. Just to remind you, the second match on this morning starts at 10:45. It's live on BBC on the red button, but you can stay with us on YouTube. There's full coverage here on the World Bowls Tour YouTube. But what you'll see is the BBC commentators and coverage. So, like I say, if you've got any questions for Alan Thornhill, now's your opportunity. Otherwise, in that game, you'll see him out marking on the rink. Good game that on the cards. David Gourlay versus Nick Brett. Alan?
Yeah, excellent semi-finals. Should be a good game to mark that one. We often get asked if we have favourite players to mark for and prefer to mark for certain people. It's true we do. I mean, we don't have any favourites, but we do enjoy marking for various players. We do all get on we all get on very well off rink. Of course, there's no bias involved. We're on the rink, we're impartial. You just have your favourites. Some people talk to you, some people just walk up and...
I know Mike Davis was saying the other day that certain players have different mannerisms as to how they might call for time out and various different things, so you've got to be able to read each of the players to know what they're asking you as well.
That's right, yeah. And that extends also to different types of shot that they're going to play. You know, you need to recognise when a player's going to play a drive shot, so you can get out of the way. You also need to understand what players look at when they deliver a bowl. So David Gourlay, for example, Darren Burnett will always use the boundary line, that yellow line down the rink. They always use that, and quite often you find markers will stand in front of that, not intentionally, but they'll just get out of position. I'm one of the worst culprits of that, I'm afraid, James.
Yes, I was out having a game on the bowlers bar yesterday, and somebody was asking us there about what do you actually aim for, and there's various different aiming points. Some aim at the boundary markers. I know myself, I like to see the number in the middle of the rink. I think that might be down to my crown green background. And other people aim at chair legs and umpires' legs, and everybody's got a different aiming point, I think.
It's not always a good idea to aim for the markers' legs because they move.
That's perhaps why they ask you to stand still sometimes, Alan.
So on the portal rink here, we like to work quite far over to the side of the rink, and that's mainly because of the camera angles. You don't want to see our derrieres in the camera and our legs, so we tend to stand quite a way out. This is a full width rink, 5.8 metres, but sometimes still we do get caught out on the boundary line.
Well, I think he was quite wise there. He didn't want to get tight onto his own bowl and just chunk the jack out to Jake's bowls. He'll be quite happy to keep counting the singles now. Don't forget Joseph Mower, who won the first set here, 15 without reply. He's now 4-1 up after 4 ends in this second set. Yes, the portable rink is actually set within the confines of a actual 6-rink venue here at Potter's Resort.
And that of course makes it slightly shorter than the traditional rinks I think you play on. So around about 35.5 metres, 36 metres long.
All 3 venues we have currently on the World Bowls Tour TV circuit are all different venues. We play the portable rink here and the portable rink in Scotland. That's in a leisure centre. And then the next venue we go to in March, which is the next time you'll hear our YouTube commentary, is from Blackpool Newton Hall, and that's played on the Bona Fide Rink 2 there. So that's a longer rink than you're seeing in the portable rink. A lot more intimate venue there. Here at Potters we seat nearly 1,300 people at full capacity.
Yeah, it's purpose-built arena here for the World Championships. Potter family invested heavily in obtaining these championships here many years ago, and a fantastic job they've done as well. Probably one of the best arenas for bowls.
It's certainly the best place to play bowls if you like to play in front of a spectator crowd. It's lovely when you get the support of the crowd and you can talk to the people outside. You can rub shoulders with the players. We do question and answer sessions and various different things, so we get you involved, and that's why we love this YouTube. We can get you involved, you can ask your questions. Don't sit at home and think, I wonder why they're doing that. Ask us the question. Even when we go offline with the commentary here, we'll always try to get back to your questions on the YouTube chat or on Twitter.
Better end here for Jake. Janice?
Yep, he's certainly settled down a bit. Joseph's close here though.
And that's made second shot.
Well, Jake's got the trail here. Just dash into his bowl. The clock's counting down. But if he can just touch the jack. Yeah, probably wise to do, Jake. Don't rush it. It's a big shot here. You could get a 2, 3 or even possibly a 4 if he gets the right connection. No point in rushing it. Looks under the line to me.
Yeah, again, just that running bowl, just missing the line again.
One shot, Jake Gourlay.
That one shot still keeps him in the game. 4-2 to Joseph Mower after 5 ends. A few more coming into the auditorium now to watch the end of this junior semi-final with Joseph Mower playing Jake Wilgress. The second semi-final of this juniors will be after the second main semi-final, and that features Ross Owen and Tom Smith. And that'll be covered by BBC commentary, but you'll be able to pick it up on the YouTube streaming. And then the final of this is tonight, Alan, I believe.
Yes, that's right. So, quick games, 2 semis, 1 final, same day. Guys should be nice and fresh, ready for the final.
Of course, if you can't stay around with us today at all on either BBC or YouTube, you can always pick up the results on worldbowlstour.tv, the website, and try and make a date in your diary for tomorrow afternoon, where we have the final of the open singles here. Who will be the 2016 World Champion? Well, there's 4 players left at the moment. They're all 4 very, very capable of going on and winning it.
2 inches.
Well, Joseph's again. First 2 bowls. He's put a lot of pressure on Jake with the first 2 bowls throughout this game. Jake looks on a good track. And pace is good as well.
Goes here.
Well played, Jake.
Yep, just made it there. You'll have noticed the marker down blew it there. Just sprayed some chalk on that bowl. That spray is used to show that that bowl touched the jack on its original course. So if that bowl then ends up in the ditch at the end of the rink, it remains live, so it will stay in there. Any bowl that doesn't touch the jack gets taken off.
Well, holding one, Jake, it definitely keeps him in this second set. It just shows how it can work with the 2 sets of 9 ends. Joseph Moa totally dominated the first set. Jake Wilgress has come on to a good drawing game now. He looks a good track again here. Just short, I think. Just lacking the pace.
Been asked a couple of times this week, both by spectators and also on Twitter and Facebook, about the pace of this rink. I timed it, I think it was yesterday or the day before, during the afternoon session. It was running around about 15 seconds.
Yeah, we had a question last week, Alan, on that is the carpet stretched halfway through the 3 weeks here? But of course we build the stadium and the set round the carpet, so once it's been stretched at the beginning of the 3 weeks, it then will settle as the event goes on, getting slightly slower as it goes. But then the temperatures with the crowds in here, that affects the pace as well. When we get a full house, it speeds up a bit.
Yes, that's right. Humidity and temperature play a big part in the speed of indoor rinks. It's quite a difficult concept to get your head around, this pace of the rink.
Yeah, you play it in practice, Alan, and then it totally changes when you go out and there's a crowd out there.
That's right. The more seconds a bowl takes to reach the jack, the faster the rink. It takes longer to get there. It's all to do with physics, and I don't understand physics.
Oh, that's far too complicated for a Saturday
it is,
morning.
Yeah. Friction and all that.
Well, Jake's hanging in there now. He's won the last couple of ends. Not a bad opener there. Yes, as a player it's quite hard to get your head round how much it does change the surface between practices and playing. You try and get onto practice as close to the time of your play as you can, but even then it changes as soon as the stadium doors are shut and the spectators come in. He didn't like that one.
A grimace and a clap. Not sure. Yeah, just under the line. A little bit more weight required. First bowl was good.
Yeah, we often say in these 9-end sets that the 7th end is key. If Jake can just get a shot out of this, it'll certainly put him in a better position going into the final 2 ends of the second set. Joseph looks close here, gets the jack solid. Good ball there. He's certainly settled to the shots on the rink here as well. Alan, he's playing the right sort of weight for the shots. That might have been down to the fact that he had that natter to Alex Marshall, MBE, last night.
Yes, I think he's been coached well.
Well, Jake, good track. Needs to just get inside the red bowl. Close. I'm just giving up. Oh, Joseph's shaking his head at that one. Must be something wrong with it. It looks good track, just lacking weight, I think. It's always a good sign when you know from your hand whether it's a good or bad bowl. Feeling the weight and line. These youngsters should manage the shot clock without any problem.
Another running bowl here from Jake. Looks a bit
Well.
more on target. Oh, yeah.
I think perhaps these shirts should be made a little bit longer, Alan. Sorry if you were just eating your toast then. Well, quite a bit of room here for Joseph. Oh, he didn't like that. He's played to where the jack was.
One shot, Joe Moore.
And Joseph takes the lead 5-3 after 7 ends. 2 up with 2 ends to play. Crucial end this one really, Alan, if Joseph Mower scores here. Remembering Jake Wilgress has got to win this set to take us into a tie-break. The draw will do for Joseph Mower. Has he won the first set?
That's right. And when you look at the scoreline, Jake's maximum score is a 1. He really does need to score here to give himself a chance. Leaving yourself having to get a count of 2 or 3 is always going to be tricky.
Yeah, he really needs a 1 or a 2 at this end to give him a chance going into the last end of the set. And here we go again with Joseph Mower. His lead bowl has certainly been very consistent.
And that's the key really for singles play. Get that first bowl right on top of it. And lead bowlers, if you're playing in team games.
Yeah, very true. A good reply there from Jake. I often say, certainly in a lot of national club stuff and international stuff, you're playing in 4s and your lead gets 2 bowls. And if you've got a good lead, they can get 2 bowls close to the jack.
Oh, fabulous shot there
What
from
a
Joseph.
great bowl from Joseph. Again, Alan, the right shot for the ring.
Yeah.
So I was saying, if your lead gets a 2 bowls or his 2 bowls in close, it takes the pressure off the rest of the rink. Jake just played under the line there. Was just looking to draw to the red bowl. Joseph counts these 2 shots here. It makes it's impossible for Jake Wilgress to win the set, and it might be the quick change for the marking session, Alan.
Yes. I might have to get changed in the commentary box, Jans.
Well, it's all right. Sandra McLeish has been doing that all week, so the boys have been shutting their eyes, so that'll be the turn for me to shut my eyes. Oh, Jake's under the line again. It leaves him only 1 bowl to keep himself in it. Not sure whether that's saved. Dan Blewett will indicate to us in a moment whether that's still 2 red. Well, Well, Joseph in the area. Great bowl. Well, one bowl left from Jake Wilgrass here.
Giving Jake a little bit more of a target here.
I mean, all three bowls will go, but he's got to play it with the right sort of weight. He'll want to play, in his head he'll be thinking he'll want to play the weight to just move the jack to get a 3 or a 4. But as we know, so many qualifiers get dragged into that timer shot. But Joseph's got best back bowl as well. Well, could this be the last bowl of this first under 25 semi-final? Well, the result, not sure what the result will be. Looks like it could be 1 red.
So 1 green has been declared there. That was.
So that must have been the toucher followed through into the ditch then,
yeah.
Alan.
Yep. So long measure here. Sandra will get this one sorted out.
They have to use a string measure for this because they have to go over into the ditch to actually touch the jack.
So just the 1 shot there.
Well, it still keeps him in it. There's 1 behind. The last end, he needs to counter 2 here.
I think he knew as soon as he delivered that jack that
He was asking it to slow up.
he just pushed it a bit too far.
Yeah, it's not easy to control the jack out there, as we've mentioned before. We've even seen the likes of Stuart Anderson in the pairs deliver the jack into the ditch. It does skim across the top of the surface. Well, Jake, get this in close. Well, there's not a lot of pressure on Joe Zifmoa here. He's 5-4 up. He can afford to drop a 1. Played a really good first set against Jake Wilgrass. Jake's just short there again. Don't forget to stick around, because at 10:45 live on the red button with BBC and also here on YouTube. And we've got the first of the semi-finals when you'll be able to see Alan Thornhill out there in action as a marker. Great ball from Joseph Mower there. And Jake trying the runner, and that'll just hold off.
Yeah, Jake's in all sorts of trouble now, I think. This set is going to be very difficult for him to win.
Well, he's got to get 2 shots here. He's only got 1 ball left to do that with. He's going to have a trot up to see. He's got to try and remove all 3 of these bowls of Joseph Moser. Well, he's just stopped short with that. How do you get an angle on those 2 bowls?
Trick shot required, I think. Rebound.
Yeah, I think it might be one of those lob it and see jobs. That's a technical term, again from up north.
Hit and hope.
Yes. Well, Jake, this to stay in. Well, Joseph Mower wins the first of the semi-finals. Don't forget to join us at 10:45 for David Gourlay versus Nick Brett. I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank Alan Thornhill for joining me. Thank you, Alan.
Pleasure, Janice. Thank you.
And glad of your company this morning. Please join us again at 10:45. Have a good weekend.
Great game. Great exponents in the sport. The future is in safe hands, if you ask me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've got time. You've got a very short time to take a comfort break. For those of you who have been here for a little while and watching the game. The match will start at 10:45 sharp, because you will all be live on the BBC. Okay? So 10:45 sharp, okay? See you later.
idea. Guess the colour of Judy's jacket, tomorrow's final. Fabulous weekend here at Potters for 2 people. It's the prize, only £1 a ticket, or you get 6 for a £5. And all the money goes to the Brian Potter MBE Memorial Foundation. Lovely charity, goes to lots of people and stuff like that, worthy causes. So that's Blue Coats selling tickets. So anyway, so the doctor said, well, we did a bit of research. He said, so what reminded me, see, so it's yeah. So he's in the thing, and they said, well, feed from the rectum. He said, and everything, you know, and then he said, come back in a week's time and let me know how you get on. He said, what? From the, he went, yeah. He said, what, Brussels sprouts and cream cake? He said, yes, if you could, please, Mrs. Smith, and then come back in a week's time and let me know how you got on. So a week goes by, and he walks into the doctor's surgery, and he's like this. And the doctor said, are you all right, Mrs. Smith? He said, yeah, absolutely fine, thanks, doctor. He said, any side effects? He said, no, none whatsoever. He said, what are you walking like that for then? He said, I'm chewing a toffee. So, stupid, isn't it? It's clean, isn't it? It's clean. Oh, hello, we've lost Judy. No, maybe it's not so clean. She's gone. Oh, there she is. Are you playing? Are you coming on? Right, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't mentioned them much throughout this tournament, but these people do a magnificent job. They're here pretty much 12, 13 hours a day. And they do a marvellous job keeping you safe, directing you to your seats, selling the tickets, doing all of that. Ladies and gentlemen, our Blue Coats, the Potter Stewards. Give them a nice round of applause. And been doing a bit of moonlighting, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I was in Yarmouth in the red light district last night. Saw Pam there in a really short skirt. You know, micro mini. If it was any shorter, she'd have 2 more cheeks to powder. And a lot more hair to comb. What? I said, you're right, Pam. I said, how much have you made? I didn't know you did this. She said, yeah, a bit of moonlighting, you know, bump up the old kind of the Potter Stewards money, you know what I mean? Not that we get paid a lot. So she said, hardly anything, actually. So I said, oh, that's a good idea. And I said, how much have you made? She said, £257.50. No. I said, who gave you the 50 pence? She said, they all did. So, bless you, Pam. Your aching feet. I'll let you know what the guys are playing with, because I know you'd like to know this. Nick's playing with the Henselite size 4, and David at Taylor International size 4. Yes. Who have we got in the com box? As always, ladies and gentlemen, the voice of bowls, Mr. David Corkill. Give him a nice round of applause. And our very own ambassador joining Corky here at Potters, 3 times International Open and former winner of this prestigious tournament, Mr. Greg Harlow, ladies and gentlemen. Bless you, Greg. How long, DK? Nah, did I? Is it time out? Yeah. You're very pink. It's very nice. Very pink, yeah. And we've got Sissy who's in green. Little elf. Leather. And that. When do you go home, Sissy? Tonight. Back to Hull. Is it? No, it's not Hull, is it? Where are you from? Well, oh, yeah, where are you from? Where are you from? Bless her heart. Why do we let them live that long? Oh, where? Sorry, where? In Hertfordshire, that's right, I remember now. Hertfordshire, very posh. Yeah. Oh, we've got some people in from Hertfordshire. Yeah, alright, okay. Anyone in from Fakenham? No, I only ask because my girlfriend likes Fakenham. Seconds to go. Just by the green, oh, they're by the drop of red. Bucket.
Hello and welcome to the penultimate day of the BBC's coverage of the World Indoor Bowls Championships at Potters. That means it's semi-finals day in the singles, and this is what the draw looks like at the start of play today. Alex Marshall is through. He faces Robert Paxton as Alex bids to win the title for the 7th time. David Gourlay, a former champion, came through last night against Matthew Ory in his quarter-final match and faces Nicky Brett. And that is the first match of the day. Former champion David Gourlay last won this title back in 1996. He's obviously had lots of success in this sport since, but it's been a long time since he's had his hands on this trophy. His opponent Nicky Brett was voted Player of the Year in 2015. This is the second time he's been to the semi-finals here at Potters, hoping to end his Potters semi-final hoodoo today. So we are all set for semi-final Saturday at Potters. Time to introduce our MC, Richard Benn.
Thank you very much, Richie. Well, first to a man who has appeared in more world ranking finals than any other player in the history of the game. 3 times an International Open and former World Indoor Singles Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, it's David Gourlay! Well, this world #1 has proven time and time again what a formidable opponent he can be. A back-to-back Scottish and reigning International Open champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Brett!
Semi-finals of the Blue Ribbon event. If you've got your thoughts on who might make it through to the final, then get in touch with us. Send us your tweets, hashtag BBC Bowls, and we'll try and answer and read out as many as possible. In the commentary box for us, Greg Harlow and David Corkill.
Thanks, Rishi. David Gourlay just gets a jack away for the first end of the semi-final, and we're hoping for a really good game. David Gourlay doesn't play very much now, but he's really worked hard in this event.
27 metres.
But this up against Nick Brett, who is, well, what would we say, Greg, match hardened?
Yeah, absolutely. You've got 2 opposites there. As you just said, David, I think, just pretty much plays the 3 World Bowls Tour events. And although he's been here probably best part of 3 weeks practicing for this event, that's still not a lot of match practice, whereas Nick virtually plays in every competition possible that he can enter. So he's one of those guys that virtually plays every day of the week.
Groove.
It's touching, yes.
That's a good change of hand for Nick.
Two green.
An angle of David's ball, well, should bring him back in again. Lucky to take it out. Yeah, playing the runner.
Bang on target.
Oh, he'd be happy with that.
Very happy with the follow through. Look at that.
Right in beside the respot. That jacks off the confines of the rink by the looks of it. Yes, it is indeed. Oh, how nice is that?
Yeah, great strike and a good result as well.
Well, it's all about being in the area. That one was bang on target. I think might be just outside it with this.
I think it's quite a good late finish with these bowls.
Yeah, strong bias.
1 red.
David's obviously looking to draw a second shot. Doesn't want to leave anything jack high, doesn't want to offer Nick a target.
Oh, he's played this well.
Yeah, very well.
Still room to draw it. Choices here. Take one out, run the jack through, or draw the shot.
Yeah, too many holes. I think it's got to be the draw. Yes, indeed it is. Perfect road as he adjusted the pace.
Still running.
2 shots, David Gourlay.
It's a double. It's a good escape on that end. I think we might see quite a lot of that type of attacking play, Greg. It's David's good at it, but you fully expect Nicky to do it as well.
Yeah, I think tactics would be pretty similar from both players. Obviously looking to draw close. Whoever draws close, the other one will be attacking. Both good forehand and backhand drives, so it should be a very exciting match.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
David Gourlay's been around so long. He's now 49. Looks well on it. Keeps himself very fit. One of the joys of living in Spain now, where he's able to go out and enjoy the seaside and go to the gym on a regular basis.
Nick's turned his back on that very early.
Slightly favour green.
One between the two, as they would call in the club. One just short, one just through. Adjustment in the middle.
Oh, he's got this. All the way. On the ball, even better. Rest it out, makes a double.
Nick wasting no time. Backhand draw.
Nothing else there for the players. The balls are all on the line. This just needs to hurry.
2 red. Your last boulder gap is 7 inches.
David Gourlay also using a big bias ball. Just means the balls can be pushed out wider when you've got a large bias on them. Well, it's not a large bias, but it's our terminology for them. And they'll come back deeper at the end of the travel. And in the centre ring. It's a bit of a shoulder drag, but there's no hit shot, so it has to draw.
Yeah, I would expect this to be Nick's closest bowl at the end. Anything just past the front has got to win.
Perfect. Good drawing from both players. Additional pressure having 3 against you.
1 shot, Nick Brown.
Draws a shot and be very happy to get on the card early.
Set score 2-1 after 2 ends.
Perfect draw.
Jack
match
length
favourite.
28
Would
metres.
have to be Nick, being world #1, and also with the amount of hard competition play he gets. Well, David Gourlay's one of those players where you just think he's mercurial at times, and very few people ever bet against him.
And he's sort of been slipping through under the radar, if you like. Everybody's been concentrating on one or two of the others, and he's here in the semi-final for must be probably 3, if not 4, out of the last 5 years.
Yes, he did the same last year as well, and played very well in the semi-final, had chances. Andy Thompson played really good balls just to get over the line. Big balls at the right time.
Your bowl gap is 10 inches.
He's got a bit more on this one. Leads a jack clean.
Great bowl.
As soon as he touched the green ball, he's always going to fall away.
1 green.
It's going to be a really good game. This, you know, both players. Well, they're both very fit. They'll be running up and down and enjoying the match,
green.
keeping the pace going.
Yeah, I think both players have got the same shot here. It's just drawing into the split. Positive draw. Needs to get down.
There's the big dip now with those balls. Just not going to make the split. Good ball there. But it's still second shot.
1 green.
It's not easy for Nick either. Something behind would be useful.
Yeah, I think so. I think he'll just run a little bit deep and say to David, if you attack and get it wrong, I've got one waiting. That's about all he could do there. This is a gamble. Dave could play weight. If he catches his own red bowl, the green goes out for 2 shots. Unfortunately, if he's a half a bowl tight, catches the green, he's pushing green onto green and probably going to drop 2 or 3. So it's a bit of a gamble.
Be the ideal shot there. I'll just ease
Timeout
it
call.
away.
David has 4 timeouts remaining.
Say, Greg, the front green onto the green. We'll lose another one. Well, he's down on the forehand. Maybe there is something there in the gap, but looks very narrow.
It certainly does. Doesn't look possible from the screen, but it obviously is. If not, Dave wouldn't be playing it.
One shot, Nick Brett.
I think he's being careful now to get where you look at it. So, no shot to nothing.
Set score 2-2 after 3 ends. Jack length 28.5 metres. About 3 inches short.
That's the second time Nick's dropped short. Correction the second bowl, otherwise you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, he saved it till his last bowl last time in this direction. He won't want to do that too often. He'll want to get in early. This looks better.
Making a correction.
Gap is 2 inches. Yes.
The shot clock's barely able to get time to reset itself. Oh, he's close for this. Depends on whether he gets the jack absolutely right. Or
Favour 1 green, it's close.
Backhand draw. Couple of bowls to rest into. Turn the jack. 2 or 3 chances. Is he going to bend in time?
no, where's the jack go?
Perfect.
He needed just a little bounce off the green ball and pick it up for a second time.
2 red.
Great bowl. Absolute great bowl.
The first contact, little bounce, and there's the second contact. And this is not easy to get out of.
Basically leaves Nick an inch to draw the shot. Nothing else on. His front 2 bowls block any drives. Good attempt.
2 red. The front bowl, David, I think. Two shots, David Gourlay. Set score 4-2 after 4 ends.
Both players playing well.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
Didn't look happy with that. Don't see much wrong with it. It can happen sometimes with a player, you think they're not close, but they end up just a few inches away. And
I think perhaps he just felt he was just slightly under the line. I mean, it's still a good bowl, but semi-final of the World Championships, you want to be bang on top, don't you? Nick attacking early, looking for Jack into the ditch.
perfect result. Absolutely perfect. Obviously, he would like to have got the check absolutely clean, but he's taken the red ball off the rink and he's lined 2 shots.
Off the ditch, it's nearly 3 feet.
Yep, just asking the marker to go to the other side of the ring so he gets a clear road. Field division on the backhand for him.
3 feet to draw the shot.
Not wasting time. Happy enough just to draw around that ball. Not quite sure who's lining the shot at the moment.
No, Nick didn't allow time for Alan to go in and give a decision. Now he's been there on the look. Definitely
1 green.
Just the one.
Nicky's bowl, 2.5 feet.
Yeah, Dave will be looking for probably a 2-foot correction on his own. Won't want to get right up close to the edge, just enough to beat Nick's shot bowl.
Something wrong with this. Must be the line. Don't think he's pushed through it either. Would expect Nick to repeat his last delivery. Healthy line, pushed it well out. This is the opportunity for what we call a spare shot. That is a shot that has no reply to it. It's the last ball of the end. Always missed the chance.
One shot, Nick Brett.
He normally pops that in for a spare.
Set score 4-3 after 5 ends. Chat length 28.5 meters.
This match has just been going just over 20 minutes, and these guys are powering through under their 6th end. They're just not going to waste time. Obviously, with this shot clock, it's hard to dictate the pace of the match.
Nick not totally happy with the backhand in this direction and decided to change. Not happy with this one either. Back's turned on it already.
Yes, at club level, I think it's important that a player watches the ball just to see where it finishes. They can make the adjustment, but at this level, guys will turn their back if they don't know where it's, if they know there's something wrong. Well, they were just going through. And,
second shot.
I think he would have liked that one to be a bit closer.
I think he would, but I think he's also conscious not to make a target. How deadly Nick is with the runners. Better line here.
Yes, he just needs an edge to bring his ball right back. Second ball.
1 red.
And he might change it onto the forehand. All depends how confident he's feeling at the minute. The backhand's the favoured side.
Yeah, it is. Just draw another shot. About 14 inches to count. Certainly looks good. Looks like it could be number one.
Two red.
And that's the one he was really looking for.
Big decision for Nick here. I'd take a few extra seconds if I was him before playing this. Lots of choices. He'd fancy the drive, but very dangerous in case he gets his own. Gone for it. Brave shot.
Yes, this has to be it. Oh, he's close. Very close. Now, is he going to get a good result? He is.
Fantastic result.
Well, I always say about these shots, if you're in the target area,
Two green.
that's great, but it all depends on what the result is. Well, a bit of acknowledgement there, but I don't know. He was bang on target, and
bang on target.
You know,
Timeout called.
it's just he knows that result was. Oh,
David has 3
wonderful,
timeouts
really.
remaining.
And left David in a heap of trouble. Not only has he got 2 shots, David's only got 1 bowl in the head.
And it's awkward to draw too, so I think he's going to have to play the backhand and hope to get second. Just try and avoid the green ball. He can't afford to run at this.
Only chance to get shot is to come between the second green bowl and David's own red bowl. Very, very small gap.
Just overplayed it.
Two shots, Nick Brett.
Massive turnover for Nick Brett. 2 down, 2 up. Turnover of 4 shots. Puts him into the lead.
Set score 4-5 after 6
That's
sets.
the sort of ball that can change matches.
Shot length 26.5 meters.
Yeah, strange old game really, because probably Nick's worst end. First 3 bowls, not particularly that close, but fantastic strike, fantastic result with his last. Be delighted to double there. Start with a better opening bowl.
Follow-up number 2. He hasn't played too many short balls with his first delivery because
2.5 inches.
he's good at the get out of trouble shot, the runner. His front ball's not going to help him for later in this end. Here comes the correction. Has he got enough? No.
1 green. Gap on the last bowl, 4 inches.
Inches to get in. He's slapping his thigh, but anything behind is good, Nick. Nothing wrong with that finish.
Well, David running down to the mat.
Might try to open this up, backhand. No.
Always that risk, Greg, of getting the edge of the green ball and punching his own out. Sticking with the draw for now. It's just the 1 shot.
Probably looking to get to the second green bowl and sit in. Can he get down and in?
He's drawn. Oh, what a great goal that is. Fantastic. Didn't want to lose the shot this end. He would have been 2 down.
1 red.
With 2 to go. But that's a wonderful draw shot. And that brings Nick's back ball into play. Don't think there's much in the forehand for him, but a controlled weight in the backhand ball on the jack's worth 3.
That's what he's gone for.
Oh, very close. He's going to get the 2 reds.
Three red and a measure.
Ball on the jack was worth 3, right, but that's just a massive turnover.
Timeout called.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, perfect shot, perfect result again. David's in heap of trouble here.
I don't know how he's going to get out of this one because the front ball's taking the shot away. He needs to get the other ball, the number 1 shot on the edge.
He'd win it on the respot if he can get the outside edge. That's what he'll be going for. He's going to get 2 away and a bit of jack movement. Get the shot back.
This is great stuff. Good hits, good draws, good results. That was very, very impressive.
Best end of the match, that.
1 shot,
Great
David
balls.
Gourlay.
Doesn't get much
Set
better
score
than that.
5-5 after 7 ends.
Well, I think I would take 2 singles here. 1 for each. Draw the set.
I think nearly if you offered the players it, they would probably take it at this point as well.
I think they would. I really do. I think it's been that sort of a match so far. Nothing between the 2 of them. Is all about getting down from that height. So, yeah, just a little bit over on the weight.
Your last ball, 14 inches.
After the best end of the match, it's a little bit loose. Winner coming in here.
Doesn't want to get too much across it. He's almost certainly bringing Nick into the forehand. Well, he's got a couple of chances here. Rest the ball, turn the jack. He's on the draw line. First target, second shot. And second target is the number 1. He's close with this. Oh, he's got it, surely. This is just brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
1 green.
Yeah, big puff the cheeks there again from Nick. He knows his first 2 left himself in trouble. Great recovery bowl. David now will be thinking back a few ends when he just turned the jack here for a good double. He'd love to do it again. Any touch on this jack? Is it going to bend in time?
Oh, there's a big dip at the end of these balls.
Is it going to bend in time?
No. Just missed it on the hand. Big effort, but he'll be hoping only to lose a single.
I'm not sure Nick will be playing his last.
Right. Well, if he is going to play it, he's looking at the back ball. There's no guarantee the green ball will go with it. Otherwise, it's a very wide draw on the backhand. Wouldn't be surprised if he walked away from it.
If I was advising him, I would advise to walk away, but if Nick thinks there's room for another, he'll play it confidently. Can't afford to touch the jack. Anything up to it's good, but cannot afford to touch the jack.
Yeah, it's a good effort, but I think he very much erring on the wide side, just trying to get the
One
ball
shot,
to
Nick
drop.
Pratt.
And take a single otherwise and be very happy.
Set score 5-6 after 8 ends. Jack length 27 meters.
Show that these two players have played each other 6 times and have won 3 each. Last time, just a couple of years ago in the Scottish, and well, just a slight disturbance. And Nicky won it 9-6, 7-all in the second set. Wasn't happy there. Drawn the shot with it, but he's actually put it in a bad place for David Gourlay.
Finished awkward, so forcing Dave onto the backhand side of the rink. Still plenty of room to draw the shot. Sticking with the draw, looking to drop just inside his own green bowl. Any touch on the jack will be good for him. Overplayed this one.
Well, David Gourlay's got a very difficult decision to be made here. Draw another shot or go deep. His own ball will disappear if he goes deep on it. I think he has to draw another shot. I really believe that, because he has got the last bowl, and if Nick goes for the jack and pushes it through, he should have something to play for. But he has to protect this single. Yep, he's put another one in. That's a help.
Does that sneak second?
I think it might.
If that's 2, it'll definitely be a forehand drive from Nick.
2 red.
He's got a shoulder to come off on the outside, so
Timeout called.
be very unlucky to make the gap, like getting something.
Nick has 4 timeouts remaining.
I think the best result would probably be to take the 2 reds away.
Yep, that guarantees a draw of the set at the very least.
I think if he gets the jack, he'll get the shot, but leave David a lot of room to draw for the tie. Gone for the harder draw. This has got to be precise. Doesn't want to get caught on his own.
I'm a bit surprised he's going for this, but he's very close for the second shot. Oh, too heavy. Oh, David will take the set here. He's nicked it with the last ball.
2 shots, the first set, David Gourlay.
I'm surprised at that. I have to say, that's what they play the runner. He still do that gun, and it's a pretty good percentage shot.
He's been very, very accurate all week with the runner there, and I thought the two red bowls would leave him shot. The jack would guarantee him shot, and probably David plenty of room for the draw, but he had to be so precise with that draw. Great opening set of bowls, though.
Yes, very impressive. Good conversion shots, great draws under pressure. I think Nick will be very disappointed he didn't get something out of it.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
Yeah, both players been very, very even. A tie perhaps would have been fair. But David played a very good last end to pinch the two and win the set.
Last bowl, 15 inches short of jack high.
Little trot up by David. Must think he's close. And he's right, he is. He's going to bring the jack out. I think Nick will come into that. Work off a bit of the frustration of the first set by playing the runner. Now, how close is he? Well, it's not bad. Could have been a lot worse. He was inside onto his own ball.
Yeah, he would have liked to have seen it spread a little bit more, though, to be honest. I'd like to see that jack just come away from the red bowls. Three perfect bowls so far in this end from David. Excellent stuff.
Two red.
Back to the draw. Rest the second bowl and sit in for shot.
Well, he's certainly on a lovely line here. It's just whether he's going to make the gap or not. Just made the gap. I wonder, is that second shot, though?
I think he's only one now, David.
Probably force David onto the backhand now. Just drop around his own short bowl, turn the green one out for three.
It would be a favoured hand, the backhand. There's no danger the way it's sitting.
Not sure he sent this one.
Body language was suggesting that he's not there.
One red.
Touch wider this time from Nick.
I'll not get back in time. The right idea.
One shot, David Gourlay.
Two players will be having a little chat during the match about various things, but not much. They're so quick on the mat.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
Ball, please, on.
5 inches.
Well, that's interesting. David Gourlay in the mid-length, 100%. Of course, that might just reflect one end, but at the same time, he knows that on the longer lengths where Nick wants to be, he's on the wrong side of the scorecard. Always useful when looking for trends in the match to see those sort of statistics.
Absolutely no good to the players though, David, because you don't find out until afterwards.
Well, I'm reliably informed that mid-length was over 3 ends, not just one. So there you go.
2 red.
Really has been playing well at that mid-length.
Looks very comfortable at the moment. Drawing in bowl after bowl. Great approach again.
Well, this might tempt Nick into something, but yeah, he's going for it.
Going for the 2 bowls.
He's got them this time. No, just one. Good ball. Still, he's opened it up. He gets a look at it. Options, and the thing about that is you're so accurate with that runner, and you know that there's an element of damage limitation. It's Robert Paxton.
1 red.
In the players' lounge, up high, looking down, got a very good view from there. Yes, when you're as comfortable in the running ball as these top players are, they can take a ball out and then look at the next shot and think, well, this will give me an option. David playing for the re-spot. You can see the white spot there, but a foot away now. Can't see it from the map, of course. That's pretty good. Although, will he go again, Greg, or will he go for the little backhand?
I think he'll probably go again, to be honest.
Yes, the trail is very, very difficult.
Looking for the edge of the bowl or the jack solid and follow through.
Oh, he's got a bit of both. Where's it going? Well, even if it stays on the rink, and it is, by the looks of it, still 1 to David.
1 shot, David Gourlay.
Good cover ball.
Yeah. Tactical awareness there from David. Thought that's
Set
probably
score
where it would go, and it
2-0
did.
after 2 ends. Jack length 28.5 metres.
The line's good, so he must be short. He didn't look too happy. I think he's very close. Yep. That ball.
Short, 7 inches short of jack high.
Nick interested in this one. Homing in for number one, I think. Well played. Good catching.
One green. Yes. Timeout. 2.
Forehand draw for Dave. Again, any touch on the jack, he's got great position just behind.
Well, there's no harm back there.
Nick decided to play the cover this time. Looking to pass the head and just split the 3 red bowls. That's good there. Very good.
That's a good ball.
Forehand draw. Would like just to move the jack a few inches.
Yeah, it doesn't really want to be any further than that, because it's hard for Nick to add another.
Good line. Has he got enough running? Just underplayed it.
Yeah, I sort of understand that.
Well, as we all know, if you're overweight there, they just don't quite react, don't quite get back. So had to play it with perfect weight.
This is not easy.
Not easy, but on a good day, Nick would slide another one in here. No danger. He's interested in it.
He's got a bit of work to do from out there.
Just overplayed.
Yeah. Well, it's worth the effort.
One shot, Nick Brown.
Set score 2-1 after 3 ends.
Always a large crowd here.
Track length 25.5 metres.
Judy Potter loves the bowls. Resplendent and floral today. Quiet little unassuming number, that one. Runs a competition, of course, to see what jacket she'll be wearing in the final day, and that all goes to charity. Many charities have benefited over the years.
Slightly favour the green bowl, David, back. Your bowl is 7 inches.
Dave just looking for a small correction.
Tapping his own ball would be good. Well, trouble in a game like this is that almost every ball has to have a value.
Yep, if Nick could get in now, front of the jack, he'd be in control of this end. Can he dip inside? Perfect bowl, absolutely.
2 green. It's touching.
backhand strike possibly now for David, open things up.
So he's a little bit careful of his own ball, that's the only danger. He doesn't want to take his own ball out of the head.
Gone for an incredibly hard draw.
If he misses it, he comes behind, and that'll probably force Nick into covering that on the forehand.
Surprised there. I thought Dave's normally game was to open that up. Probably only one bad connection on the red, but again, I think he's running out of timeout, so he didn't want to go up and visit the head. Hanging on to them for later in the set. David's probably got his draw second now. See too many other options.
The hit shot, ball's likely to go with it. There's a double anyway. Second shot would be good. Had to be absolutely perfect. Just the two.
2 shots, Nick Brett.
Two forehands.
Set score 2-3 after 4 ends.
Advantage of this venue is a lot of spectators will be staying now for the weekend.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
Some will be coming in on day passes, but a lot will be actually in the accommodation supplied here at Potter's Resort. And very good it is as well. Value, and that one is short, but it's in the way for a runner, which is a problem. David would have wanted that one right on the jack at this stage, and well, touch of the front ball.
1 red.
Still 1 to red.
Last ball, gap is 13 inches.
David needs a close ball here. Number 1's looking a little bit lonely.
Looks pretty good.
Trail shot on. There's the running ball available. The 2 balls will probably go, but it's a very narrow target. Just watch this ball dropping in. Nick is an aggressive player.
He'll be interested in it, that is for sure. Be interesting to see if he decides play the draw or the drive. Shaping up quite straight. Going for the 2 red bowls. Massive in this set. Got them.
Fortunately for him, he put his own ball close to it. Good conversion. Bit of pressure on this one. It's a sort of shot you can easily miss and lose a count. It's always easy to repeat the ball, and he's lost at least 2 here. Favourites, just the 2. Nick's very good at looking at measures.
2 shots, Nick Brett.
Still a little bit of daylight now.
Set
It's
score,
a very
2-5
good
after
conversion
5
shot
ends.
by Nick. You know, he'll be hoping to defend that 3-score lead over the next couple of ends.
Jack length 26.5 metres.
May well get an early drive this time from David.
Always looks inside. Just make the big gap.
More controlled off the backhand this time.
Well, it was very, very quick, David, on the mat there. This one's getting away from him. It's not like him to miss 2 running balls.
Yes, I think so.
Well, he's in bother here, Greg, because he's only got 1 ball on the rink, and well, I don't think he'll take it out, but it's just trying to manufacture a result out of this. And you don't want to bring that jack out.
Just gives David a chance, that does. David needs the jack clean for 2. He's certainly on a better line this time. Jack solid for the shot. Perfect.
Oh, massive ball by David Gourlay. Absolutely.
1 shot, David Gourlay.
That was a set-sealing goal. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And very brave.
Set score 3-5 after 6
Absolutely
ends.
spot on the money.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
Picked up the 3 there, that would have been just 8-2, and he could have defended that lead all the way through the last end without too much trouble.
Yes.
Nick pushing this one forward, not sure he's sent it. Very good judge.
Not much, but just enough.
Still plenty of room for either of these guys to get in. This is good. How good is it going to be? Number 1.
Dropping back.
2 red.
2 red. Crucial end 7.
Nick definitely closer this time. Doesn't need the gap. Needs to get a little bit of something.
Always looked just slightly heavy. It was just a matter of a contact. These holes and gaps are very useful at the moment.
Yeah, David will still be trying to draw right on top of that jack, though. Would love to secure a really good one. You'll feel those two are vulnerable. Chasing after it. Good sign.
Wants to miss the green one at the front. Doesn't want to push that in. Ooh. Well, he's narrowed down the target area just very slightly. But Nick was so close with the last one, you would expect him to draw it.
Swapping to the forehand draw.
He's got a bowl to rest on there.
Played some good recovery bowls on this side. He doesn't like it, though.
Oh, he must be too heavy then. Does the line look good? Yeah, there it comes. Coming back in the centre ring.
2 shots,
problem,
David Gourlay.
but it was a bit heavy, and he gets a double. And all of a sudden, from being
Set
one ball away
score
from
5-5
securing, well,
after 7
virtually
ends.
securing the set. At 8-2. Now it's level 2 hands later. It's a run for home for both players.
Jack length 28 metres.
And obviously at this stage, with David having the first set in the bag, the draw very much on his side. If he can draw this set, it's enough to get him through. So one extra shot is massive.
Gap is 8 inches. Yes. 1 red.
He's dropping off the front one, and just the way that's sitting, don't know how close it is to Jack. It looks about an inch or so. David could run for cover and just leave that. Perfect ball, be just dropping in behind the Jack. 6 inches to try and make the double. But he can't afford to leave a shoulder there for Nick to use.
Two red.
Oh, very confident 2 red call. Alan Thornhill, and I'm inclined to believe Alan.
If that's 2 red, Nick will be playing the forehand drive here, straight through his green bowls into the red, break open the head.
Can't afford to lose a double here. Yep, here it comes.
Must be 2 red for him to be playing this shot. Needs to split the head open.
Yes, he's got that. There it goes. Come out of it very well. The Jack will go on the respot. Shows the value of that running ball. Both players have been using it very well. Looks close. Yeah, it's hard for us to tell. Well, apart from the perfect front toucher, David would just be hoping to get something close, but not too close. Well, is it 1 or 2? That's the question. That position's all good to Gourlay.
Oh, Nick's had a good look. He's got a good eye, so.
I think Alan said 1 red.
He did say 1 red. So Nick's got a choice. Does he want to draw or does he want to run the bowl off?
Drive the ball, I would have thought. The only danger is getting the Jack and his own ball going away. So that's why he's going for the draw, but, well, not easy.
Perfect road.
One shot, David Gourlay.
Only the back position that stopped
Set
Nick
score
going for it.
6-5 after 8 hands.
He knew if he lost 1, he's still in with a chance of picking up a double.
Jack led 28.5 metres.
Last end, second set. David Gourlay can afford to lose a single, but no more than that. Loses a double or more, we're into a tie break, and Nick Brett knows exactly what he has to do. It's amazing, Greg, isn't it? 1 ball, really, that Nick Brett was away from almost securing the second set to go 8-2 in front. And the perfect runner.
Needs a good opening bowl here.
He's got it.
He's found it.
Four-inch gap. Yeah.
Well, it's a feast of bowling here for the large crowd. They've been really enjoying this.
Oh, it's been a brilliant match.
Now, looks a little bit quick.
One green.
Certainly on an excellent road. Definitely coming in for number 2.
Is it a toucher?
Two green.
Didn't see the marker going into him. Put the spray chalk on it, which means, oh, I think it just stopped short. David Gourlay will be attacking this.
Timeout called. David has 1 timeout remaining.
It's a set lie against him. Might as well come into it.
Yeah, definitely going to be a forehand drive. He's right down the middle. What's he going to get?
Yep, all the way through. He wants that green ball to go into the ditch, and it just makes it. But there's a lot of room. Green ball's taken away. Wonder red at the moment. But it's a distance away. You would certainly expect Nick to beat it. Difficulty for Nick is no matter where he puts this, if David was to drive the ball off, match is over.
I think David will play a draw wherever it finishes, to be honest.
Well, he really should.
Unless he feels confident. But how close is Nick going to get?
Yep, close enough.
Very good.
It's one of the two that Nick Brett needs. This is not easy.
Obviously would love to draw the shot, but if not, get as close as he possibly can for a good second. Force Nick to play a cracking last bowl to take it to the tie-break.
Well, this is all about weight now. The line's good. Has he got enough? That's the question. Has he got enough to get there? I don't think so. I think it's 1 to green. I think Nick will be trying to draw within 2 feet to win the set. I still bet that Nick will get this.
Timeout call. Nicky has 3 timeouts remaining.
These are the pressure bowls. Got to get this in to stay in the World Championships. Looks very confident. Looks happy with the delivery.
Yeah, he's chasing up now. No, is it going to make the distance? It's not. He's opened up by the looks of it to me. I think it's just the one.
Close.
Oh, that's interesting. It just peeled away a bit. But Nick's got a good eye, and he'll not mess about with this. If he thinks it's very close, then fine. But if he thinks it's against him, he'll shake hands. Oh, he's asking for a measure.
I don't think it was a confident ask, but
it's always hard to tell, Greg, isn't it?
Yeah, the TV angles are hard to tell.
Yeah.
And they're standing above it, and they can't tell. And as you say, Nick's got a good eye. If it was red, he would hold out the hand.
He would. He's a very honest player that way. They both are. But it's also the drop into the ditch as well. Goodness me. Can't be any more tense.
I wouldn't want to be doing the measure.
Well, Mike Davies, Alan Thornhill, absolutely trust those two guys. And the players will be looking to see where this is going. Wow.
I think it's green.
I think it might be green. David hasn't moved in.
Good shot, 7 set, Nick Brett, match tiebreak.
An amazing finish to this match.
First end tiebreak, Nick won the toss and it's given the jack to David.
Really did not fancy the way Nick played that underneath the line. He had to stay away from the red ball. Greg, I understand that, but it certainly looked to be going short.
Absolutely, inch perfect. Yeah, as you say, it did. We didn't fancy it from here, but just won it on the nod on the measure.
28 metres.
A little shake of David's head there. He realised that just a fraction was taking him away. 3-end tiebreak. Oh, massive pressure now. Well, how can they get the adrenaline under control here for this? Nick's there first. No accumulated shots, just a matter of trying to get as close as possible and win the end. So usually very attacking, and I just wonder what effect this will have on David Gourlay. I think Nick Brett will be thinking to himself, my goodness me, I've got out of jail here. Well, he's opened it up a bit.
Yeah, I think it's always harder on the guy that's sort of leading the match virtually into the next round. That harder for them to refocus. The guy that's just sneaked into the tiebreak is fully pumped and up for the challenge.
4 inches past Jack High.
Be tempting on the backhand now, David, but interesting to see whether he plays aggressive or just draws this. If he draws the perfect bowl, it'll be difficult to get out. But it's the harder of the two shots. No, oh, he's not making it back, is he, Greg?
Quite going to get back.
Oh, that's made it hard now. Oh dear, oh dear. Didn't want that touch.
1 green.
Yeah, Nick in a very, very strong position now. Can afford to leave the head alone, just run to the respot.
David Gourlay's got very few options here. It's the respot covered. He's going to try and draw this.
Yep, that's all he's got. Practically the same shot as I had yesterday with my last bowl and failed. Not wishing David to fail, obviously, but I know how hard it is. Everything has to be inch perfect.
Just under, yep. Lovely way to trail it, but just under the line.
First in, Nick Brett.
For the first time in this match. Nick Brett's looking really good here to go through. He's only been in front in this match once, and that was in the 6th end of the first set, 5-4. He was one up, of course, in the 8th end, but David Gourlay lifted a double.
Now he just needs one more for his first world
27
final.
meters.
I have to say, for a while it just didn't look like it was going to happen, but he's only 4 balls away from it in this end. Well, it's been 20 years since David Gourlay last won the world title, 1996, and he's still fighting hard in this one.
I believe it was his first attempt.
It was.
And I believe, is he the first or the last player outside of the 16 to win it as well, I think. I think since it's all the winners have been from the seeded positions.
David Gourlay in the first round, he came in as a qualifier, 100-1 outsider 20 years ago.
Needs that same sort of bowl now. I think he's just slipping past.
Nick, this is a run for cover here. That's a perfect second delivery.
Yeah, gone for the respot.
Well, see how close he gets to it. That's very good. David might have to think about playing this off.
Who's
Not allowed to destroy the end, of course, until the third end of the tie break. First two ends, Jack was on the respot. Going for the runner. Forced into this. Oh, he's in so much trouble now. He really is, because the respot's not available.
Nick's got a choice, really. He could either block David's draw.
I think I would go into there, Greg, and just hold the second shot so David hasn't got a drive to take the ball out. And, you know, staying away from it at the same time.
Yeah, the last thing he wants to do is make a target, that is for sure.
I can play this forehand and be 2 feet, maybe even close to 3 feet away from the jack and still get a very good ball. He's got the respot covered. Now, is it going to stop in time? I think it is. Yep, that's exactly what he was looking for. Perfect. We obviously can't see what we put on the screen, but that's a wonderful ball because it's forced David Gourlay into trying to wrest the ball off, and from being a fraction of an inch into the world final, David Gourlay is suddenly 1 ball away from going out of the world singles.
A perfect draw to keep his World Championship alive.
Well, he's playing the only shot available to him. Now, how close can he get?
Just going to go under, I believe. Just going under.
He's an inch under.
second end and the match to Nick Brett.
World number 1 is through to the final of the World Singles.